Yeah, and Jacqueline, what we just learned from state and local officials here is that they say 23-year-old John Wallace Bay went to work for his internship program at Wilmington Hospital last Tuesday morning, got into an argument with both victims, and then voluntarily left for the day after he got permission from his supervisor. Now, prosecutors say he returned hours later and shot both individuals in the IT department, which is in the hospital's basement. 19-year-old Ethan Hillman of Smyrna died. Another 19-year-old who prosecutors have identified as Jaden Ellis survived and is still recovering at a hospital today. Authorities say after the shooting, Wallace Bay traveled from Wilmington to Philadelphia, and that law enforcement sources told me last week that investigators used various forms of digital technology to locate him in the Alney section of Philadelphia. Now, hours later, police watched Wallace Bay get into an Uber, and they pulled the vehicle over and then took him into custody. Now, what we have learned in the days since is that Hillman and Wallace Bay were technology development interns hired by ChristianaCare earlier this year. The hospital's incoming CEO says Wallace Bay was hired in February and was taking part in a 6-month non-clinical IT intern program with both Hillman and Ellis, primarily working in Newark, but they were completing a project at Wilmington Hospital last week. They previously worked with a company that is based in Christiana. It offers workforce training programs, including coding. Now, ChristianaCare's incoming CEO says that the hospital has expanded weapons screening to include employee entrances at Wilmington Hospital in the wake of last week's shooting. She also shared some details of the internal investigation, saying that no ChristianaCare employee had ever expressed concerns that Wallace Bay was a safety threat to himself or those around him.
Since Mr. Wallace Bay was an active participant in the internship program and had valid ChristianaCare employee badge access, he was able to use that badge access to enter Wilmington campus through an employee entrance on the afternoon of June 16th, where the tragic act of violence occurred.
Now, a lot of this is still under investigation. They were unable to answer many of our questions today. We are told Wallace Bay is still in Philadelphia, and he is expected to be extradited back to Delaware after an extradition hearing that's happening on June 29th. Now, officials say they still have not located the gun that was used in this incident, and they cannot tell me how they believe Wallace Bay obtained the weapon. Now, once he gets back to Delaware, he's expected to be formally arraigned and charged with several crimes, including murder and attempted murder. We will have much more when I see you again at 6 o'clock, but for now, live in Wilmington, I'm Brian Sheehan, NBC 10 News.